hope everyone is clear with the last cost concepts. So whatever we discussed in the last class, just at least everyone practice that type of questions, digit related, that basic numeracy type of questions, and some basic LCM and HCF type of questions. So everyone is clear with that concept. We'll move to some other concepts, right? See, anytime if you feel any difficult anything, if you are not able to understand, just you can ask your doubts. Definitely I'll try to clarify the doubts, particularly because whenever you are in the live session, definitely you have to understand each and every point. So very clearly you have to understand each and every point. So today we will focus some other concepts, but so if everyone is clear with the last cost concepts, then we will move to some other important concepts from basic maths or quantitative aptitude, that is simplifications, averages and ratio proportion. In these three topics, particularly if you observe regular UPSC CSAT paper 2 questions, generally from average we are getting regular questions every year. In every year previous year question, compulsory we are getting minimum number of average type of questions. Even if you observe 2020 paper, we got nearly 3 to 4 questions only from average concept. So average concept is very simple, but how to answer these UPSC model questions we will understand today, and we'll take some previous year questions also, very simple and easy manner. We'll try to answer all the type of questions, as well as we should have complete idea about what is ratio and proportion. So in the ratios, if they given, how to answer different type of questions. So ratio, proportion concept is important. So directly these two concepts are very important. And a simplification related, we don't get any direct questions related to some kind of addition, subtraction, divisions. Generally in basic maths we have to use all these simplification. But in a UPSC level, from the simplification, most of the questions are related to word related questions. That word related questions, how they are asking, how we are simplifying that type of questions, that's a basic maths part questions. Every model we will try to solve here, but particularly, so we'll go one by one, but try to understand. First we'll take simplification. In the simplification, we don't require any basic things, but particularly what type of questions we are getting in the simplifications. So that simplification part is particularly so related to word related questions only. We are getting all the word related questions. We will discuss how we are getting in a UPSC level. So what UPSC demands from this particular quantitative aptitude, every model will try to cover here, and then we will go to averages, and then we will go to ratio and proportion basic concepts, as well as we will take some questions. Let's just observe. If you talk about simplification, most of the cases simplifications is completely related to the BODMAS rule, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, all these things. But generally in a UPSC level, so no need to apply all these things. So addition, whatever, if you take BODMAS rule, so multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, in this order we have to go. This is a basic simplification type of question. That basic simplification type of questions we don't get in UPSC. In UPSC we will get complete word related problem. Generally simplification means we have to go in a BODMAS rule. So that BODMAS rule, always generally we have to apply the operation division, then multiplication, then addition, then subtraction. This is the order we have to go in these type of questions. But we don't get any direct these type of question. But what type of questions we are getting in a simplification, we will see one question, we will try to understand. Just if you observe this question, this is taken from 2020 paper, but very basic type of questions. How to apply this division, just you have to simplify these numbers. Very simple question, right? So this is also comes under simplification, and sometimes we are getting complete word related problems also. That is also very important. So the recurring decimal representation 1.2727 and so on is equivalent to what? You can go with the options also. Directly check which option is equal to 1.27, 1.2727. Everyone try to answer, guys. Everyone try to answer. It's a basic type of question. Very simple. Right, very good, Divya. Just everyone try to answer. Everyone try to answer. It's a basic simple type of questions also regularly we are getting, and sometimes even we are getting word related problems also in simplification. That models are obviously very important. If you are eliminating options one by one, directly you can go with option one by one. 13 by 11, just simplify what we are getting. Are you ready? So 13 by 11, are you getting 2.1.272727 like that? Are you getting? That is you have to check. Everyone try to answer and try to simplify. Right, very simple. So what we can do? So 11 1 times is okay. The next what we have to get 2727 we have to get. So what we are getting again here, if you subtract 13 minus 11 you will get remainder is a 2. If you take point here 20 again one time only, so 1.1 it's not equal to, so given value 1 is eliminated. Similarly if you take 2, yes 14 by 11, very good. Now if you take 14 by 11 just simplify this. So one time again 11 minus 14 minus 11 we are getting 3, and if you take point here 30, if you take 2 times 22 like this, if you subtract 22 here, clear? So 30 minus 22 here we are getting, so 30 22, if you subtract here what we are getting 8 80 and 7 times, so 1.27 this recurring decimals we will get only for 14 by 11. These kind of simplification questions, very rare cases that we are getting these type of questions, but very simple, very easily we can subtract. Now these models obviously very important. So technically you have to answer these type of question. How many zeros are there? These are important. How many zeros are there at the end of the following product? In this complete product, so no need to multiply all these things, but it's related to complete, we can apply. In the last class we discussed about digits and all these things, clear? So digit kind of concept we have to apply, and simple kind of, so this is a basic simplification. Multiplication is there. Generally what is the final you have to focus? How many zeros are there? How many zeros are there at the end? Generally when we will get the zeros at the end, whenever in all these things, whenever it's a multiplication of 2 and 5 you will get 10. Minimum numbers we are taking. If you take 2 and 5 the product, so you will get 10, that means 0. So wherever we are getting 2 and 5 multiples, that is you have to observe. So how many 5s are there in this total and how many 2s are there? See, at an average if you observe, most of the cases we have 5s, and better go with the 2s also, clear? If you observe wherever we are getting 2s, and how many 2s we are getting, if you take 10, can you write 5 into 2? Similarly if you take 20, can you write 5 into 4, and 4 you can take into 2. Like this, how many 2s we are getting? So here and here if you take 15 into 2, you can change this 30. Only you have to focus either 2 or 5. 5s or more number is there, better focus on 2. That's why we are dividing 2. Clear? That is, again we can call as a prime fractions. In the last class also we seen that, clear? Now if you observe, and 40 also can you write, for example 20 into, that's your choice, say 20 into whatever, you can take anything, or otherwise you can take 4 into 5 20. Again if you take 20 into 2 40, but we require 2 multiples here. How many times 2 you can write? Again 4 you can write 2. 3 times 2 we are getting. Similarly can you take here 25 into 2 and 5 into 5 into 2, and similarly 60 also can you write 30 into 2, and this one can you write 15 into 2, and total 2 times 2 we are getting here. So total how many times we are getting 2, just count that. So based on that number we can take, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. So total 10 times we are getting 2. So definitely in the end we will get, so 10 times zeros. Directly you can take these kind of simplification questions. Very simple, very good. Now we'll move to another. This is also 2020 basic simple simplification type of question, but these models very rarely we are getting these type of question, but very simple, just conversion only important whenever we are getting these type of questions. Now whenever we have 1 by 2 whole to the power of minus 6, how can you write? Just tell me what is the equivalent value to this, or otherwise what you have to find out here, what is the largest number among these? What is the largest number among these? Just try to answer. Very good, Divya. Just we'll see what is the largest number again here. What is the largest number? Whenever we have So power value in a minus and a negative. Just what we can convert this 2 power. Can you write 2 power 6 this one? Clear? Can you write 2 power 6? Everyone try to simplify and everyone try to answer. It's a very basic kind of concept. Very easy models we are doing. Very good. Rosagna, very good. See, everyone who are in the live, everyone should be very active. See, if you are spending 1.5 hour time here, you should be utilize this time very valuable manner, because whatever points I am covering here, every point you have to understand. You should able to do all the type of questions. Clear? We cannot sit ideally. Now, very good. See, if you take this one, so 4 cube, and if you take this one 3 to the power of 4, if you take 6 square. See, in all these things, which one is the largest number? These are the simplifications only. Clear? So very simply, just simplify all these numbers. Most of the students are taken. Yes, everyone is taking C. Very good. Now here, if you observe 3 power 4, that is 3 into 3 into 3 into 3. So if you are doing 4 times, so definitely it is equal to 81. So remaining all what we are getting, 2 power 6. 2 power 6, generally we will get 64, 4 power 3, what we will get, 6 square, 36, like this we are getting. But what is the highest? Definitely C is the correct one. Just simplify all these values, you will get the answer, option C. I hope these type of direct basic type of questions is clear, but remaining important models are there, that is word related problems, also sometimes very important UPSC level. Let some questions will take word related problems. Just read the given data carefully and try to answer this question. Now this is 2019 previous year question. Just read given data carefully and try to answer. Very basic. If you are good in basic common sense type of thing, just you can answer these type of questions. Very basic type of data is there. Everyone try to answer. Very simple. Understand given data properly, one by one. Rakesh and Rajesh together brought 10 balls and 10 rockets. How many balls? 10 balls and 10 rockets. Right? And Rakesh spent 1300 and Rajesh spent 1500. Both together they are buying 10 balls and 10 rockets, but both are spending individually 1300 and Rajesh spent 1500. Total you can take 2800. Yes or no? Clear? Now whatever. If each rocket costs, this point is important. If each rocket costs 3 times a ball does. Clear? A ball does. See, if rocket cost is 3 times of ball, see if the ball cost, if I am assuming X, if ball's cost if you take X, so rocket cost we will get 3X, obviously. Now, then what is the price of rocket, final price of rocket we have to find out. So, if you take 10 balls is there, 10 rockets is there, so one ball cost if you are taking 3 times. See, if rocket cost 3 times the ball, if you are taking ball, the total ball cost 10 into, here we have 10 balls, 10 into X, plus for the rockets we are getting 3 times into X, means so total rockets are 10 again, so 10 into 3X, 30X we will get. Total how many we are getting? 40X is the total balls and rockets cost, but total amount how much they are spending here, both the persons, these 2 persons are spending 2800. That is, can you take 40x is equal to how much they are spending individually? 1300 and 1500. Clear? 2800. Just find out x value. X value is what? One ball cost. If you are getting that, you can find out rocket cost also. From this you can directly take the answer, or otherwise just calculate x. 2800 by 40. 0 cancel and 7 times up, right? 4 7 times 70 we are getting. That is, one ball cost is 70, means so rocket cost is what? One ball cost is equal to 3 times of rocket cost. So definitely if it is x, it is 3x. If it is 70, it is 210. So direct answer we can take 210. But if you observe, no particular topic is included here. Very simple kind of basic common sense. Just if you have basic idea, if you understand the data, you can answer these type of questions. We can consider under simplification. But in a UPSC, if you observe previous year questions, most of the cases from 2016 to 2019, most of the cases they given these type of sentence related questions. These models obviously very important. Let's try and understand one more question. Just take this, read the given data. Everyone should answer. Everyone should answer. Very good. Most of the students are taken 210 only, but I'll give some time. Everyone try to understand this data and try to answer here. What is the final question? Whose income is the highest? No particular maths concept is there. No need to be a math student here. Even if you are a non-math student, easily you can answer. Just take the given data here and understand the given data. Everyone should answer. Even if you are taking more time, no issue. But understanding concept, understanding data is important. We don't require any mathematics complete concepts here. Very simple. Simple addition, subtraction and comparison type of question. Very basic. Everyone should answer. Very easy. Try to understand data one by one. So what we have, just take the sum of the incomes of A and B is more than that of C and D. Sum of the incomes of A and B. A and B incomes is more than C and D together. This is the first point we have. Similarly, the sum of the income of A and C is same as that of B and D. Sum of the incomes of A and C is same as that of B and D. Whatever data they given, just we are taking in the equation format. Then moreover, A earns half as much as the sum of the incomes of B and D. See what A is earning here? A earns half as much as the sum of the B and D. If sum of the B and D is this, half of this A is earning. These are data we have in the question. Now, whose income is the highest? Just compare these three equations perfectly. You will get the relation. So what we are getting here particularly? Very good. Everyone is taking B. Very simple. Just if you understand the data. Very good, Jayasingha. Very good, Rosagna. Very good. Now we'll see how to compare here. Just if you take from this equation, can you write in the place of B and D 2A? If you take this side, 2 times of A is equal to B and D, that is B plus D. Similarly, in the place of B plus D, you can take 2A here. Just instead of this, if you write 2A, now A plus C is equal to 2A. So what is the relation between A and C now? So if you take C is equal to A only, because one time A is subtracting from this. A is equal to C. If A is equal to C, from the equation 1, if A is equal to C, both the values are same. Obviously, which is greater in this? So B is greater than D. Or otherwise, if you want to compare some other things, definitely from all these things we can compare. So if you take addition of B and D is 2 times here B and D value. Like this, we can compare anything. Directly we are getting B is greater than D. We can go with option B, and B is the greatest value here. Now, one more same but 2018 question. This is also not related to any particular concept. It's a kind of simple, so mental ability, whatever we will call, just that is important here. Understanding data is important, and try to find out what is the question. The extra duration of each period is, so each period duration you have to find out in this particular data. Just read the starting lines, you will get the complete clarity. Here we don't require any specialization of the maths. Very simple thing. Understanding data is important. Everyone try to answer this question. Take some time, 30-40 seconds. Even 30-40 seconds is not enough. Just try to take 40-50 seconds or 60 seconds. But you have to get the answer. You have to understand the concept. How much simple that is you have to understand. In 2018 we got this question. In the previous questions, every question I am taking complete UPSC pattern questions only. Once you solve these type of question, you will get complete confidence levels. See, with simple kind of concept, if you are able to solve this, how much easy questions we are getting. That is you have to understand. Understanding is important, right? Improve your confidence levels. Just if you solve this, If you don't have idea about before this particular class, definitely you will get the clarity, but try to solve this. Very simple. I'm waiting for the answers. Very good, Jay Singha. Right. Any other answers that everyone try to complete? Everyone try to complete. Now simple, what data we have here? A class starts at 11 a.m. Class is starting at 11 a.m. exactly, and lost till 2:27 p.m. 2:27 p.m. These are total. 4 periods of equal duration. Total how many periods? 4 periods are there, but everyone is equal duration. Every period is having equal duration, or held during this interval. After every period, a rest of 5 minutes is given to the students. After every period means total how many periods are there? 4 periods are there. For every period, if you are taking 4 periods, in these 4 periods, after every period we are taking 5 minutes break. So here we are taking one break, here we are taking one break, here we are taking. Total how many breaks we are taking? 3 breaks. So for 3 breaks, how much time we are taking? Every break is a 5 minutes. So 3 times into 5. So total 15 minutes we are spending only for break. Total, what is the time? Just observe. From 11 a.m. to 2:27 p.m. total how much time is there in minutes? Convert. So total how many hours are there? 11 to 12, 1 hour. 12 to 1, another hour. 1 to 2. Total 3 hours and 27 minutes is there. So how much time we have total? 3 hours 27 minutes is there. In these 3 hours 27 minutes, 27 is already in the minutes. So just convert these hours into minutes into 60. Clear? So 180 minutes plus this 27. Total time in minutes is 207 minutes. In these 207, just subtract 15 minutes because the break is excluded. You have to subtract 15. You have to calculate only period time. So particularly, so how much time? Directly you can calculate 4 periods into something what we can take, but directly if you subtract 207 minus 15 if you do here. So what we are getting here? So 207 minus 15. So 7 minus 5 we are getting 2 here. Now how much we are getting? 9 here we are getting, and 2 already 192 minutes. So remaining time is 192 minutes. In this 192 minutes, how many periods we are taking for? Just 192 divided with 4. What we are getting? Just simplify and tell me. Yes, very good. So 48 is the correct answer. Just simplify this one. Clear? 4 8 times. So 48. Every period we are taking 48 minutes. Simple. We are not include any particular mathematics concept. Just simple kind of addition subtraction we are doing here. Now, see, these are the different type of questions we are taken from particular simplification. Guys, everyone is clear? If you are getting this type of question, can you answer simple way or not? Tell me very quickly. Very good, guys. Everyone is taken perfect. 48 is the correct answer. Everyone is clear? Simplification. Right, these type of questions we taken. So 2016, 2017, 18 and 2020 type of questions also we are taken. In that total questions, some questions are direct simplification, some questions are word related problems are there. Even if word related problems are there, there is no specialization of maths. Even if you are a non-math student, very simple way you can answer these type of question. Right, very good, very good, very good. Now we'll move to another very important concepts. Next to 2 concepts are very important. That is average. Average concept is most important, but I think everyone knows that what is the meaning of average and what is the formula for average or what is the definition of average. Just if you know that average definition, definitely you can answer all type of average questions. In the average, sometimes they are asking direct average basic questions, and sometimes we have to find out average speed questions also. If you observe 2020 paper, we got one question related to average speed. That is also we should know how to answer average speed type of question. All these exam point of view type of questions only we will focus here. If everyone is here, we'll move to average also. Now, if you observe particularly in the average, just you have to remember only these 2 points. Just everyone remember these 2 formulas. I think everyone is very clear with the first one. Everyone is familiar with this. Now, average means generally equal distribution. For example, everyone just tell me, we have some numbers 10, just very simple question I am giving, 20, 30, 40 is there. What is the average of these numbers? Just everyone try to find out. We know that how to find out average. So just see the formula here. This is the formula only. Definition is what average means. It's a distribution of equal. We have to distribute equally. Now, say find out the average for the given 4 numbers. Sum of the given observations. Sum of all these observations we have to take. Sum of all the observations we have to take. Then total number of observations. So add all these things, how much we are getting, the total value divided by, and number of observations 4. If you simplify, you will get the answer. How much we are getting, just tell me. What is the average value? Very good. So everyone is taking 25. Very good. So how much we are getting here? 70 plus 30, obviously 100. 100 by 4. So 25 times. So definitely 25 is the exact average. So, but in the CSAT paper, we don't get these type of direct, they don't give some numbers and find out average. They don't ask that type of questions. See, all these average concepts we have to apply in some kind of sentence based questions, word based problems. We don't get direct numbers. Clear? That is, you have to understand. First we have to understand concept, what is average. What is average, we know that. But they don't give in the UPSC examiner, they don't give 5 numbers and find out average. Not like that. So in the given sentence type of questions, how to apply this average, that questions we will see. If you solve one or two questions, definitely you will get idea. First 1 or 2 questions I will explain. Remaining question everyone should answer. But even though if I am not explaining, everybody can answer very simple and easy way. But I will give some points how to answer this type of question. Another important formula you have to remember, whenever you are getting question is related to average speed. Just now I am giving formula here. We will get some questions related to average speed. In 2020 also we got average speed type of questions. Compulsory this formula also will help, that is total distance traveled by time taken, total distance by total time. This is average speed formula. So everyone is clear with these 2 points, guys? Everyone is clear? Or if you want to take some more example like related these numbers, for example, everyone find out the average. 12 is there, 26 is there, 30 is there, 48 is there. Very quickly try to find out what is the average of these numbers. Then we will go to the exam model questions. But these things are not at all important for UPSC level. UPSC level is what? First we have to understand what is average concept. If concept is clear, definitely you can answer all the UPSC level questions, CSAT paper 2 level question very easily. But still, once again, just try to solve this. Only 4 numbers are there. You can find out average very easily. No need to focus on complete shortcuts here. Very simple concept. You have to understand what is average. Everyone try to find out very quickly. Somebody is taking 29, somebody is taking 19. How? What is the correct answer? Just try to find out very quickly. What numbers are this? Add all the numbers. So directly, whichever comfortably, easily we can add the take directly. So 40, 50 and 60, these 2 numbers 60, 60 plus 30, 90 and 90 plus 26. Like that we can add all the numbers and divide it by 4 we can take. Clear? How much we are getting, guys? Right. Right. So, but concept is clear. So I think you will get 29. Everyone getting the same?